Dear students, in the last class we have learned the definition of a polynomial, degree of a polynomial, types of polynomials based on their degree, value of a polynomial, and zeros of the polynomial. Today, let us learn the relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. See, you are already familiar with zeros of a polynomial and coefficients of a polynomial. Let me recall this one. What is meant by zero of a polynomial? Zero of a polynomial is nothing but the value of the variable for which the value of the polynomial is zero. Let me consider a linear polynomial. It will be of the form ax plus b, where a and b are constants, x is the variable. See, the polynomial, this polynomial should be equal to 0. So you can find out when it is equated to 0, you can find the value of the variable. So ax is equal to minus b, x equals minus b by a. So this is the value of the variable for which the value of the polynomial is 0. So for a linear equation, whenever a linear equation is given, what you have to do, linear polynomial is given, it should be equated to 0 and you have to solve for x. That itself is the 0 of the polynomial. So what is 0 of a polynomial? Value of the variable for which value of the polynomial is 0. See, this next let us consider a quadratic polynomial. A quadratic polynomial is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Here also you have to equate the quadratic polynomial to 0. Here it is convenient to find 0 by factorizing the given polynomial, quadratic polynomial. First what you have to do is, first you have to factorize the given quadratic polynomial. Instead of equating the entire polynomial to 0, you can equate the factors to 0. So let us try to find out the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. One example I will give you. Let me consider a quadratic polynomial 2x square minus 8x plus 6. So first you have to factorize this, and that factor should be equated to 0. Okay, so let me find the factors. It is in the standard form, ax square plus bx plus c. So let me consider the product of these two terms. It is 12x square. So you have to factorize this by splitting the middle term. So how to do the factorization? So find the product of the extremes. It is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. So I have to multiply these two. The product is plus 12x square. You have to write two factors here in such a way that their product should be equal to 12x square and their sum is equal to minus 8x, because here the product is plus, means both the factors should be plus or both of them should be minus. Did you understand? The product of the first term and the last term is plus, and the factors should be, both the factors should be plus or both of them should be minus. So let me write 6 2s are minus into minus plus 6 2s are 12. Okay, 6x and 2x. The product of minus 6x and minus 2x is plus 12x square. If we add these two, you will get the middle term. So you have to, this has to satisfy the two conditions. Factors, the product should be equal to 12x square and sum of the factors should be equal to minus 8x. So 2x square, instead of minus 8x, I write minus 6x minus 2x plus 6. Let me take 2x as common factor here. It is, we left with x minus 3. Here we can take minus 2 as common factor, x minus 3. Now once again you can take the common factor, x minus 3. So you will get 2x minus 2. Now this factor is factorized again. We can take 2 as common factor, x minus 1. So we have 3 factors, and the method I have used here is splitting the middle term. So now let me equate. The first step is to factorize the given quadratic polynomial. Then it should be equated to 0. So first let me write the factors here first. What are the factors? X minus 3, 2, x minus 1. So these are the factors, x minus 3, 2, x minus 1. X minus 3 is equal to 0. I have already told you, instead of equating the given polynomial to 0, its factors is equated to 0. X equals 3. X minus 1 is equal to 0. Another factor is there. So x equals 1. We can't write 2 equals 0. That is wrong. You can't consider that one. So the zeros of the polynomial are 3 and 1. A quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros, is it not? Let us consider another example. X square, second one, x square plus 7x plus 10. See, what you have to do is, first it's a quadratic polynomial. Here we have to, it is in the standard form, ax square plus bx plus c. We can use this, we can find the factors by splitting the middle term. So the product of the extremes is 10x square. So you have to find out two factors in such a way that their product should be 10x square. Plus 10x square means either the factor should be plus or both of them should be minus. 5x and 2x. So either 5x minus 2x, or another possibility is 5x 2x. In both the cases you will get the sum plus only, product plus only, because product is plus. Both the factors should be minus or both of them should be plus. Minus into minus plus, plus into plus plus. Which one we have to select out of these two? So now we have to add these two. If I add these two, I will get minus 7x. This is not a middle term. Here we have plus 7x. So the next option is 5x and 2x. So 5 2s are 10, x into x, x square. 5x plus 2x is 7x. So I will split 7x into two parts. 5x plus 2x plus 10. So let me take common factor from the first two terms, x plus 5. Here I can take 2 as common factor, x plus 5. So once again let me take the common factor, x plus 5. We'll get x plus 2. So the given expression is expressed as product. Now we have to equate the factors to 0. X equals minus 5, x plus 2 equals 0, x equals minus 2. So the zeros of the polynomial are minus 5 and minus 2. The zeros of the polynomial are minus 5 and minus 2. See, in both the cases, I factorized the quadratic polynomial using splitting the middle term method. So, only thing is you have to factorize the given quadratic polynomial and each factor should be equated to 0. You will find the variable. The value of the variable itself is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay. Now, let me consider another example. X square minus 3. Here we can't use splitting the middle term method because it is not in the standard form ax square plus bx plus c. You have to use identities. We can write the same expression as root 3 square, x square minus root 3 square. See, root 3 square is, root 3 is, when it is written in the index form, it becomes 1 by 2, square as it is. This is x power m whole power n, x power mn, that is 3 power 1 by 2 into 2. 2 get cancelled, you will get 3. So, 3 can be written as root 3 square. Now, this is of the form a square minus b square. An expression of the form a square minus b square has two factors, a plus b and a minus b. That's all. Very simple. So you can factorize such expressions using the identity a square minus b square. Actually, the given polynomial is not in the form of a square minus b square. I wrote it in the form of a square minus b square without changing the value. Now, I can write this as x plus root 3 into x minus root 3. So, we have factorized the given quadratic polynomial. Now, it should be equated to 0. X plus root 3 equals 0. X equals minus root 3. X minus root 3 equals 0. X equals root 3. So, root 3 and minus root 3 are the zeros of the polynomial. Dear students, you have to remember 2 points to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. First one is factorize the given expression, and second one is equate the given the factors to 0. You will find the value of the variable that itself is the value of the polynomial. Let us move on to another concept. How to write the polynomial. How to write the polynomial whenever sum and product of the zeros are given. So, one more thing I have forgotten to tell you. See, after finding the zeros, here, because we have to study the relation between the zeros and the coefficients, is it not? Here, in this example, let me take the zeros of the polynomial and the coefficients. Coefficients means since it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, you can write the coefficients. Here a is 1, b is 7 and c is 10. Because we have to find out the relationship between the zeros of the polynomial and coefficients of the polynomial. So let us find out the relation. So let the two zeros be, I will name one zero as alpha. Alpha is minus 5 and another zero, let it be beta minus 2. So these are the two zeros. And the coefficients are a is 1, b is 7 and c is 10. So which one? This is from the polynomial, for the polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10. So these two are the zeros and these are the coefficients. First one, sum of the polynomials. Let me find sum of the polynomials. Sum of the zeros. Here we have two zeros. I have named them as alpha and beta. So alpha plus beta means sum of the zeros. So minus 5 plus of minus 2. That is minus 5 minus 2, that is equal to minus 7. Sum of the zeros you can find easily because zeros are given. You are asked to find the sum, so you can add directly. You can add. Next, another relation is there. What is that? Minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. See, minus coefficient of x, that is 7, by coefficient of x square. How much is that? 1. So here also we obtain minus 7. So sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta, becomes equal to, what is this? 7 coefficient of x, is it not? Minus b, and what is 1? Coefficient of x square, that is a. So whenever you are asked to find sum of the zeros without giving the zeros, you can write minus b by a. That will be the sum of the zeros. See, if the zeros are given, you will add directly to find the sum of the zeros. If the zeros are not given, you can find the sum of the zeros just by knowing the coefficients. B means coefficient of x, a is coefficient of x square. Sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a. Second one, let me consider product of the zeros. That is alpha into beta. See, here alpha is minus 5 into beta is minus 2. You'll get plus 10. Now I will consider another relation, that is coefficient, constant by coefficient of x square. Here constant is 10 by coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square, that is a is 1. So 1. 10 by 1 is equal to 10. So instead of finding the product of the zeros, whenever zeros are given, we can find the product of the zeros by writing the constant term divided by coefficient of x square. So we can conclude alpha into beta, that is product of the zeros, is equal to c by a. See, that is constant. Here the coefficient of x square, that is a. So sum of the zeros is minus b by a. Product of the zeros is equal to c by a. So without knowing the zeros, we can write the sum of the zeros and product of the zeros by knowing their coefficients. This is the relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomials. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.